The Pacific just crossed a dangerous new line. China has deployed its powerful CNS Shandong carrier strike group near the Philippines, answering a bold U.S. move to place advanced missiles right at China's doorstep. This isn't just military posturing. It's a fierce clash for control over some of the world's most critical sea lanes. In today's video, we'll dive into what triggered this naval showdown, how China's response signals a bigger shift in global power, and why these waters could soon become the flashpoint for a major international crisis. In April 2025, the United States and the Philippines kicked off Balikatan 2025, the largest military exercise in their history, with more than 17,000 troops and unprecedented new hardware. But it wasn't just the size of the exercise that grabbed China's attention, it was the location and firepower. The U.S. quietly deployed Navy Marine Expeditionary Ship Interdiction Systems (NMESIS) to the Batanes Islands, a cluster of remote islands north of Luzon. These islands overlook the Bashi Channel, a narrow but strategic maritime corridor that links the South China Sea to the Pacific Ocean. The Bashi Channel is critical for China. It's a primary route for commercial shipping, oil imports, and, more importantly, the stealthy deployment of its nuclear-armed submarines from bases like Hainan. The NMESIS launchers aren't just ordinary weapons. They fire naval strike missiles, NSM, highly mobile, precision-guided, and deadly against ships up to 100 nautical miles away. Stationed here, these missiles can target Chinese naval movements the moment they pass through the channel, directly threatening China's military flexibility in any future crisis. From Beijing's point of view, this wasn't just a defensive maneuver, it was a direct strategic challenge. This marked the first time the U.S. placed land-based anti-ship missiles this close to China since the end of the Second Taiwan Strait crisis in 1958. The symbolism wasn't lost on anyone. America and its allies are not just preparing to defend territory, they are preparing to deny China's access to its vital maritime lifelines. Further raising tensions, the exercises included amphibious assaults, live-fire missile drills, and even anti-drone tests with the debut of the MIDES Marine Air Defense Integrated System, designed to neutralize aerial threats in contested coastal zones. Japan's participation, under a new defense pact, further signaled the widening anti-China alliance web stretching across the Pacific. In direct response to the missile deployments and Balikatan drills, China unleashed a potent symbol of its naval ambitions, the CNS Shandong Carrier Strike Group. But this wasn't just a routine patrol. It was a flex of raw military capability aimed straight at the heart of U.S. Philippine maneuvers. The CNS Shandong CV-17 is a milestone in Chinese naval history. Commissioned in 2019, it's China's first domestically built aircraft carrier, displacing about 70,000 tons. Designed to project Chinese air power deep into contested waters, the Shandong carried a full complement of J-15 Flying Shark fighters, Z-18 transport helicopters, and airborne early warning aircraft, operating seamlessly east of Luzon, right in the middle of U.S. and Philippine operations. Alongside the Shandong sailed the CNS Yan'an, a Type 055 guided missile destroyer. The Yan'an isn't just another warship, it's one of the most powerful surface combatants afloat today, equipped with a cutting-edge radar suite and a vertical launch system capable of firing long-range surface-to-air missiles, anti-ship missiles, and land attack cruise missiles. The destroyer's role: shield the Shandong from aerial threats, coordinate battle management, and act as a mobile missile platform ready to challenge any adversary. Completing the formation was the CNS Tianguingsing, a Type 815A electronic surveillance ship. Armed with an array of sophisticated ELINT and SIGINT systems, this ship's job was to monitor every radar, communication, and movement during Balikatan, turning the exercise into a treasure trove of intelligence for Chinese analysts. This wasn't merely a show of strength, it was a strategic demonstration. The Shandong's operations were conducted inside the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone, EEZ, intentionally showcasing China's readiness to operate aggressively within territories contested by allies. Carrier air patrols, coordinated maritime maneuvers, and real-time intelligence gathering all sent a clear signal. China has both the capacity and the will to contest U.S. aligned forces in open waters. For Beijing, the message was simple. If the U.S. wants to raise the stakes in the Pacific, China is ready to meet them on the open sea. Zooming out from Shandong's powerful deployment reveals a much deeper undercurrent. What's happening in the Philippine Sea is just one battle in a sprawling global rivalry, one that touches every sector from defense to technology to economics. The South China Sea, already riddled with competing territorial claims, has been transformed into a militarized web of outposts. China has built sprawling bases on artificial islands, complete with runways, missile silos, and radar stations. These moves are aimed at solidifying its nine-line claims over most of the South China Sea, pushing against international law rulings and neighboring countries' claims. Meanwhile, the United States isn't standing still. Through freedom of navigation operations, expanded military drills like Balikatan, and strategic arms deliveries, including BrahMos supersonic missiles from India and F-16 fighters to the Philippines, Washington is countering China's maritime expansion aggressively. But the rivalry isn't confined to warships and missiles. It stretches into critical technologies. The U.S. has tightened sanctions on semiconductors, AI chips, and high-end manufacturing equipment, aiming to cripple China's ambitions in key future industries. Beijing has retaliated with restrictions on rare earth exports, essential components for everything from smartphones to electric vehicles, and has massively invested in its own tech sector to reduce dependence on foreign supply chains. Defense alliances are expanding and evolving at a dizzying pace. The AUKUS Pact, Australia, the UK, and the US will deliver nuclear-powered submarines to Canberra. The Quad Alliance is enhancing military interoperability across India, Japan, Australia, and the United States. Even smaller states like Papua New Guinea are strengthening their defense links with Washington, sensing the shifting winds of power. The deployment of the Shandong, therefore, isn't an isolated flashpoint. It's a powerful symbol of a deeper, systemic realignment of global power structures. The Pacific is no longer merely a vital trade route. It's the central stage upon which the next decades of geopolitical rivalry will play out. In this battle for influence, the rules are still being written, and every carrier sailing, every missile launcher deployed, every new alliance forged, reshapes the battlefield, not just for today, but for the future of global order. The deployment of China's carrier strike group isn't just a reaction, it's a declaration. The Pacific is no longer a buffer zone. It's an active front line where the world's two largest powers are openly contesting influence. Every maneuver, every missile placement, every naval deployment now carries global consequences. As China pushes back against perceived encirclement and the U.S. reinforces its alliances, the risks of confrontation climb higher. What's unfolding near the Philippines is more than a regional standoff. It's the visible edge of a new era in global competition. And how this standoff evolves could shape history itself. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on space exploration and scientific discoveries. And don't forget to leave a comment below. Also, you can visit our website, spaceinews.com. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.